we're back for workout number 3. Same format again. We're going to go some timed intervals, some set work, finish off with some good timed intervals. Again, totally different workout, different body parts today, just same format. So we are going to get started with your first 4-minute interval. Your 2 exercises are going to be calf raises, so pretty traditional, pretty typical. Calf raising up, calf raising down. That's exercise number 1. Exercise number 2, we're going to pair with it to get your heart rate up are some punches. So we're going to come down in like a fighter stance, and we're going to alternate and throw punches as quickly as you can. All right, we're going to get that 4-minute interval started in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Calf raise up and roll down. So what you need, if you need to have a little something for stability close by, that's totally fine. I'm okay with that. What I want you to really focus on is rolling up evenly through those feet and those ankles. A lot of times when we roll up, we tend to roll out on our ankle or even in. Really lift up straight. You're giving me 15 calf raises before we move on to those punches. So again, lift it up straight. For your punches, come down, hold a little bit of a squat. We're going to throw those arms as quickly as you can. I want you to really put some power behind those arms. Get those arms engaged. But what I really want you to focus on is getting all your movement through your torso. Notice my hips aren't moving as I'm punching. It's just here through my torso. So we're working on that waist. 15 punches per side. So you're going to actually throw 30 punches total. Nice and quick. Good. So 30 punches, 15 calf raises. For that squat as you're throwing your punches, it doesn't have to be deep. Just enough to kind of have those legs soft. Have a solid base under. And again, punch, punch, punch. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Nice and quick. 15 per side, 30 total. Keep that going. So calf raise, punch, calf raise, punch, calf raise, punch. As many times as you can get through in this 4-minute period. Again, don't rush it. Well, your punches, I want you to have some speed. But I want you to control it. Even though we have speed with your punches, I want you to control it. So don't just get all loose again. So your hips are moving, your arms are floppy. I want it strong. I want it punctuated. Almost like there's an exclamation point at the end of each punch. Again, with those calf raises, I want you to focus on lifting equally through your pinky toe and your big toe. So you're really rolling up through that foot evenly and rolling down. If you can roll up evenly through your big toe and your pinky toe, you're a lot more likely to keep those ankles nice and straight. And that's important. We want to build that ankle and foot stability. A lot of our balance, a lot of our issues stem from our feet and our ankles. So the stronger we can keep those, the healthier, the better off we are. Keep that going. You're already over 2 minutes down. You got less than 2 minutes left to get through this. Punch, punch, punch. Get that heart rate up. Get warmed up. Get that torso, get that waist working. And then work through those calves. Lifting through those feet and rolling down. Inhale up. Exhale down. On your punches, there's no really great place to breathe, or I should say correct place to breathe. So just make sure you're inhaling and exhaling. Don't hold your breath the whole way through those punches. We want to make sure we're breathing there and getting some good oxygen in as we're moving. Good, nice deep breaths. Keep that going for me. So again, lifting up through the balls of your feet, rolling down. Really squeeze and kind of hold it for a split second at the top of your calf raise, just so you're not kind of momentum just rocking up and down. We want to control it a little more than that. That's why if you need to have a hand on something, whether it's a counter or a stool, to kind of hold the top of that calf raise for a split second, I'm totally okay with you having that little bit of extra stability. All right, you've got less than a minute. Keep it going for me. Again, throw those punches, calf raise up. Keep that core strong, that posture tall. So as you're throwing those punches, try not to kind of shrug and round that back. Keep that posture tall, nice fighting stance. Quick, quick, quick. Moving those arms. Twist, twist, twist. Keep it up. Less than 30 seconds. Keep moving through this first interval. Getting nice and warmed up. You are doing great. Last 20 seconds. Deep breaths. Keep moving. Keeping that core engaged. Keep that posture tall. Good, good, good. Give me 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Awesome job. First interval complete. All right, shake everything out. Take a couple good deep breaths before we move on to your next set. We're going to start on the floor for your first set. Our first exercise is going to be a lateral leg lift. So you are actually going to be laying down on the ground You can be supported with your head, however feels most comfortable. Bring those legs slightly in front of you just a hair so you're not in a straight line. And we're just lifting and tapping. Lift and tap. So really working through the outside of this hip. I really want you to press your heel out. Notice how I'm kind of pulling my toes in towards my knee. Lifting up, pressing out through that heel, tapping down. We're going to go 15 on each side. Your second exercise is what I lovingly call the inchworm. You're going to be standing up tall. You're going to bring your hands to the ground. You're going to walk it out into a plank. You're going to walk it back in and stand up tall. You're going to do that 15 times. So again, tall posture. You're going to come down, walk it out, hit your plank, and then walk it right back in, stand up tall. All right, 4 minutes alternating those lateral leg lifts and your inchworm. So let's go in 3, 2, 1, go. So again, on your side, you can be up on your forearm or you can lay down supporting your head. It is totally up to you. Work where you feel most comfortable. And again, as you're lifting up, really press out through your heel. So again, see how I'm kind of pulling my toe up towards my knee? You're doing this laying down. I'm just standing up. Just kind of talk through it. Press out through that heel as you lift, keeping that tummy engaged. Again, just because we're laying down on the floor doesn't mean we can kind of relax and collapse through our core and our posture. Still keep that tummy engaged and strong. Keeping our chest open, head supported, that's totally fine. But 15 lifts on both sides. So really working kind of through this abductor, and you're even hitting your median glute a little bit, which is really important. So press out through that heel and controlling it. 15 per side, lifting up and away from the ground, so you're lifting away from gravity. That way you get a little more work in. So you're doing 30 total, 15 per side on those lateral leg lifts. Then you're moving into your inchworm. You are not going to get through as many loops of this as you have been in other workouts. These take a little bit, and that's totally fine. That's by design for that inchworm. So again, you're standing up tall. You're just reaching down for the floor. You can bend your knees to get there. Walk it out, hit that plank. Again, don't dip those hips, don't pike those hips. Nice flat plank. Use those arms to lock it in. Stand up tall. When you do that inchworm, hold that plank at the bottom for a split second for me. It doesn't have to be a long hold, just a little bit enough of a hold to kind of know that your body knows you're in that plank. Keep that going for me. You are over halfway done here, so keep moving. You're doing awesome. Walk it out, walk it in. Walk it out, walk it in. Good. So again, it's really easy at the bottom of that inchworm in that plank to kind of get sloppy and let your hips kind of drop down. Or vice versa, to get almost cut it short and keep your hips piked up. Try not to do that. Really focus on getting into that nice plank. Good. So again, we're working little bits of cardio in here to get that heart rate up, to get our body warmed up. And then everything else is getting those muscles warmed up, getting some good range of motion and strength going. So keep that up. 15 lateral leg lifts, 15 inchworms cycling through. So those leg lifts, inchworms, working through them as many times as we can. Again, you're not going to get 2, 3, 4, 5 laps into this. 1, 2, maybe 3 is probably the most you'll get, and that's totally fine. Again, that's kind of by design a little bit to slow you down on this one. Really make you work. You've got 1 minute left, a little under actually, so keep going. Don't rush through it. Again, really squeeze those your glutes as you're lifting that leg up. So we're not using like a weighted band or a ankle weight, but you can really get a lot of work in just by really engaging and squeezing your booty as you press that heel out and tap it down. Keep that tummy strong, big press out, big roll down. Again, same thing for your inchworm. Control it. We're not using weights or anything here, but you can get a lot of work just by controlling that walk out and then pressing yourself up and in. Awesome, awesome job. You've got less than 30 seconds. Keep going, keep moving. More importantly, keep breathing. Awesome job. Big inhale, big exhale, whether you're doing your leg lifts or your inchworms. Those inchworms start off feeling pretty easy. Your first kind of 1 or 2, you're like, oh, we can do this. By the time you get to 10, 12, 13, they're getting really challenging. If they are too challenging, stop after 10. So if you're repeating this workout again some other time, If you want to do 10 inchworms, that's totally fine. Notice how I told you that at the end. All right, and relax. Wherever you are, relax, relax, relax. Shake everything out. Grab a quick drink if you want it, and then we are going to move into our set work. Let's see. I'm going to bring my notes down to the floor because we're going to be on the floor for a little bit here. All right. Whenever you are ready, come on down. We're going to do this the same way we've been doing the other ones. It's going to be 2 exercises. You're going to do 2 sets of each. I'll have you hit pause in between. So I'll run them down for you, and then I'll have you hit pause. So starting off on our back, one of your heavier weights. I think this should be okay. If it feels too heavy, switch it out for 2 of your 3-pound weights. So have both handy. It's going to be a pullover. So you're going to be flat on your back. Your weight's going to be straight up to the ceiling. You're going to take that weight overhead and pull right back up to the ceiling. Now, when you take it overhead, I don't want you to actually tap it all the way down to the floor. Most of us don't have that kind of shoulder range, so I don't expect you to. But just keep your tummy strong. You're going to take that weight overhead and pull straight up. Inhale as you go back. And exhale up. Again, if that is too much tension, you feel it pulling in your neck, your shoulders, your back, switch it out and hold your 2 3-pound weights, one in each hand, take it back and pull it up. Work wherever you need to control it. Your second exercise, we're going to stay down on the floor. And again, I think for this one, the 15s will definitely be too heavy. So with your 3s are going to be a little light, but that's okay. We're going to stay on our back. Our hands are going to be up and facing each other with our elbows soft, almost like we wrapped our arms around a tree trunk. We're going to inhale, open out wide till you feel your elbows touch the floor, and exhale, come right back up. Inhale, down and out, exhale up. When I say elbows touch the floor, what I mean by that, I don't mean to rest your arms out on the floor. I don't want you to take that break, but just when you feel your elbows kind of tap down, that's when it's time to fly back up. For both of these exercises, your spine's going to want to kind of arch up as the weights go out to the side or overhead. Keep your core strong. Pull it down. Really strong tummy as you run through these. All right, give me 15 of each, 2 times. Hit pause. Let's go. All right, welcome back. Let's move on to your second set. We're going to get to a little core work here. So, hands are going to be behind your head. Our legs are going to be in tabletop. Again, knees are going to be right over hips. We don't want our knees into our chest where our hips rock up. Knees over chest, we're going to do our oblique crunches. So you're going to take an inhale on the floor and exhale, curl up and over to one side. Inhale down, alternating sides. Exhale up and over to the opposite side. As you curl up and over, focus on not letting your hips rock. It's just this rib cage that's curling up and over. So you're coming up on the tip of one shoulder blade and then the other. That's exercise number 1. Second exercise, bring your hands to your side, bring your legs to the ceiling. We're going to do leg lowers and lifts. So you're going to inhale, lower one leg, exhale, lift. Inhale, lower the opposite, exhale, lift. Keep that going, alternating legs. Notice I'm not pulling my legs over my chest and letting my hips rock up. Keeping my hips down. If you need to modify and this is your leg lift, that's totally fine. Work wherever you need to keep your spine neutral. All right, you're going to give me 15 of each, 15 each direction, 15 each leg, 2 times. Hit pause, and then circle back, and we'll move on. All right, we're going to do some push-ups and some bicep curls for this last set. So first exercise, normal push-up. Hands slightly wider than shoulders, nice flat back. Inhale down, exhale pushing up. Keeping that core strong, really pressing through those arms. Your second set is going to be a bicep curl. You can do 1 heavy weight in each hand, and you can alternate 15 per side, or if that's too much, which it might be, hold 1 heavy weight on the ends, curl it up, roll it down 15 times. So push up, bicep curl, 15 times, 2 sets, hit pause, knock those out, we'll move on. All right, that was perfect. Let's finish up with your timed intervals, your last timed intervals. Get excited, I know you're super pumped about that. All right. So for your first timed interval, I'm going to have you go someplace where you have a step. I would not recommend using a step stool just because sometimes they can kind of flip on. I guess if you have a place where you can kind of secure it against a wall and you have something to hold on to, I'm okay with that. You can use a chair. You can use a couch. It is totally up to you. I'm going to demonstrate on my chair, but for your step up, one foot is going to go up. You're just going to press up tall and tap down. Exhale up, inhale down. Start if you're actually using a staircase. Start with the bottom step. If that feels easy, put your foot on the second step and work there. But again, I want you someplace where you can kind of hold on to either walls or railings, something of that sort. So that's going to be exercise number 1. It's going to be your step up. Exercise number 2 is holding a plank and counting to 30. So again, you can do it on the counter. You can do it on a chair. It is totally up to you where you want to do your plank. You're just going to hold it for 30 seconds. We're going to do 5-minute intervals. We're going to get going in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go with that step up. So again, you are just pressing through your heel, standing up tall, and tapping down. You're controlling it on the way up and controlling it on the way down. Really press through that heel and squeeze through that glute. I'm going to have you do 15 on each leg. So you're doing 30 total. 1 on the right, 1 on the left, 1 set apiece before you move on. So again, we're going to loop through these as many times as we can. Keeping that core strong. And again, I don't care what you use to step up on. You can use a dining room chair like I just used. You can use a staircase. You can use a step stool. I just want to make sure it's something that's stable so that when you step up on it, you're going to have control over it. It's not going to move around on you. For your plank, again, do your plank wherever you want. I'm demonstrating on the counter. I would prefer you do it on something a little lower because I know you can. Just holding for me and counting to 30. So just 1, 2, 3, 4. Counting nice and slow for me. So we're not trying to rush through this. You don't have to go 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. But nice deep breaths while you're holding that plank, counting to 30. Keep your shoulders relaxed, your chest open, and keep that going. So step up, and hold your plank. On your plank, you can be in straight arms, you can hold on your forearms. It is totally up to you wherever you want. Again, you control this. You know what works for you. You know how it feels. I'm just on the other side of the screen right now. So you tell me what works best and do what feels best for your body as far as that plank goes. Same with your step up. Like I said, you can start off the bottom step. That feels too easy after a set of 15. You're not feeling that work through your glutes, through your legs. Switch to a second step, so where you can kind of lift a little bit higher. Again, you know what you can do and what's feeling good, especially with your knees. I want you to make sure you're taking care of those knees. So keep that going for me. Nice deep breaths up, nice deep breaths down. You're over halfway there. Keep that going for me. Awesome, awesome job. On those step-ups, again, I kind of hit on it for a second, that I want you to control it on the way up and the way down. It's really easy on step-ups just to kind of bounce up and bounce down and kind of hit top, bottom, top, bottom. But kind of give me a split-second pause on each one so that you're not just bouncing off momentum up and down, but you're kind of lifting up and you're stopping. You're lowering down and you're stopping. That way that leg really has to work both directions as you come up and you come down. Like I said, it's not just kind of bouncing off of the momentum as you pop up and down off that step. That's one thing that a lot of people kind of, with their leg work, they kind of get this momentum going with it. And then it kind of takes away from the integrity of the work. The other thing that those step-ups I mentioned, I want you someplace where you can kind of hold on to something for stability. When I say hold on, I don't want your arms doing the work. So not pushing up off that banister or pushing up off the counter. I just want you there for stability. So if you need to kind of push off side to side a little bit, you can. I don't want you to take away from those legs. The only kind of asterisk to that is if you're feeling it in your knees, use your arms a little bit to take a little bit of that load off your knees. The other thing is if you're feeling it in your knees, you are most likely lunging into your knee too much when you lift up and not pressing straight up through your heel and your glute. So again, you're working through those legs, but you really shouldn't feel this in your knees. If you are, we need to make some modifications. So either kind of do a couple of the things I just said, use your arms a bit more, or check your knee alignment. If that's still not cutting it, text or call me and we'll square it away a little bit. Keep that going. That plank, don't forget about that plank. I know you haven't. Hold that plank. You're just counting to 30. So you're planking, you're stepping up, you're planking, you're stepping up, you're planking, you're stepping up. Don't forget to alternate. When you're holding that plank, keep that tummy strong and lifted. You're just counting to 30, nice and easy. So you're not rushing it, you're not going super slow, but just count to 30. Make sure you're breathing while you're counting that plank out. You don't want to turn bright red. Feel that kind of core and chest expanding as you're holding that plank. Nice deep breaths in and out. You want to open those collarbones up. So what I mean by that is really easy a lot of times as we plank to kind of let our shoulders roll forward and this back get rounded. Open your collarbones up. Keep your chest wide so that that spine stays neutral. Our posture stays right where it's supposed to be. The good news is you have 15 seconds left, so keep it moving for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a break. That was perfect. All right, we're going to switch this up a little bit for your last 5-minute interval. Grab a single heavy weight. So just one. We're going to do clock lunges, for lack of a better term. What a clock lunge is, you are going to do a rear lunge. You're going to step back with your right leg, stand up tall. You're going to step out to the side with your right leg, stand up tall. You're going to step to the front with your right leg and stand up tall. And then you're going to switch. You're going to step back with your left leg, stand up tall. Step to the side with your left leg, stand up tall. Step to the front with that left leg and stand up tall. So you're kind of hitting the hands of those clocks. So that's going to be your clock lunge. I'll walk you through it a little bit more once we get going. You're going to hold it with one weight. You're going to pair that with just a regular crunch. So clock lunge and then coming down on the floor, no weight, hands behind your head, crunching up, rolling down. All right, let's get going in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's go. Grab that weight, holding it at your chest. Again, we're just doing a rear lunge, so you're just stepping back. Same rear lunge we've always done, coming up tall. Side lunge, same side lunge we've always done. And then a front lunge. You're going to step forward. Both knees are going to bend a little bit. You're going to step back and together. Alternate sides. Step back, up together, to the side, up together, to the front, up and together. You are going to do that 5 times on each leg. That's how you're getting your 15. So each one kind of counts as 3. You don't have to do 45 lunges. So this is 1, 2, 3. You will do that 5 times on each leg. So really you're doing 30 total lunges by the time you alternate left and right. Keep that going, holding that weight right there. Again, on these lunges, keep your posture tall. Keep your legs long, your spine tall. So whether it's the rear lunge, where we're stepping back and loading this glute, everything's long. We're not letting this knee get over our foot, standing up tall. Same thing with our side lunge, sitting back. We're not letting this knee get over our foot. Even with our front lunge, we're taking a big step forward, but we're not bringing this knee in front of our foot and then press through that heel to stand up tall. So really working through these glutes. Your knees are going to get a little bit of work. If it's too much tension, if your knees start talking to you a little bit, just shorten up your range of motion. So don't take as big of a step back. This is your rear lunge. This is your side lunge. This is your front lunge. That's totally fine. Again, you need to modify it how you need to be able to work. That is totally, totally up to you. Keep that going. So 30 total lunges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's how we're counting them. And then onto the floor into your regular crunch. So again, when you drop down on the floor, hands are going to be behind your head. Rib cage is going to curl up onto the tips of those shoulder blades. Keep your hips anchored down. We're not letting those hips rock up. We want to maintain this nice little arch in the small of our back. Inhale down and exhale up. Keep that going for me. Nice deep breaths, using those core muscles to crunch up. So lots of leg work, Lots of core work for here. You only have 2 minutes left, so keep it moving. You are doing awesome, awesome, awesome. Pardon me, my throat gets dry from talking so much. Keep that going. Again, I want you to kind of move through this continually, but if you need to take a quick break every now and then, just to breathe, shake it out, do so. You do not have to kill yourself trying to get through this. Just make it your goal to keep working through it, or just slow it down a little bit. I want you to move through this as many times as you can, but if you need to slow it down just a little bit, that's totally fine. Take a breath between each crunch, or take a breath between each lunge set. That's totally fine to do that. Again, I want you to be able to control it. It is your workout after all. You know what things are feeling like. Again, when you're crunching on your back, when you curl up onto the tips of your shoulder blades, those hips are going to want to kind of tuck forward, tuck up with you. Make sure as you crunch up, your hips stay back. They don't tuck under. We don't want this rounded spine right here. We want our hips to stay back. We want to lift up on the tips of our shoulder blades. So again, we're not just kind of crunching our head up and down. We're really lifting up onto the tips of our shoulder blades. And again, we've talked about this before, but our arms are just supporting the weight of our head. So as we crunch up, those elbows should not curl forward. They should stay back, kind of behind our nose. If your elbow crosses the front of your nose, that kind of plane, you're curling too much, you're pulling too much with your neck and shoulders. You need to take that out of it. Awesome, awesome, awesome. You've got 30 seconds left, so keep moving, keep rocking, keep that core working, whether you're lunging with that single weight at your chest or you're crunching, keep moving for me. You've got 15 seconds, so keep it up. Nice deep breaths in and out. Don't rush it. Finish strong. Give me 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. You've got a 1-minute burnout left, and then you are finished. All right, so for this 1-minute burnout, we're going to come down to the floor. I call these X crunches, for lack of a better term. I'm going to do these a couple different ways. You are going to be down on the floor, legs are going to be long, arms are going to be behind your head. You are going to crunch up, bring one knee opposite arm, or one leg opposite arm up and together, inhale down. Exhale, opposite arm, opposite leg. So go ahead, come on down to the floor. We'll get your minute going in 3, 2, and 1. So again, opposite arm and leg crunching up. You don't have to reach for your toe. Just kind of touch that shin, that ankle. Whatever you can get to. Exhale up, inhale down. Support your head with your one arm as you crunch up and over. That's why those arms are behind our head. It's to support the head so that it's not just kind of a free weight hanging back there. Keep that going for me. You're already 30 seconds into it. So nice strong tummy, arms behind your head, crunching up and back. Again, support your head with that single arm. Keep those hips tucked down on the floor. And again, we're not trying to reach hand to toe. That would be awesome, actually. If you can do that, that's fabulous. But just reaching up for that knee, that shin, whatever you can get to is perfect. You got 15 seconds left. Keep it going, keep it going. Nice deep breaths for that last minute of work. Give me 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You are done. Awesome, awesome job. Keep up the good work. Let me know if you have questions.